Here's to George, the curious little monkey. He's so full of curiosity. Here's to George, the curious little monkey. He's as curious can be.
Curious George rides a pony. George, said the man with the yellow hat, today is the pony race at the country fair. Let's go. So off they drove in their little blue car. Look, George, said the man, there's my friend, Mr. Finelli.
I'm glad you came,
said Mr. Finelli.
but I'm worried. It's almost time for the race to begin, but my son Nino is not here. He is supposed to ride Star. I have to look for him.
I'll come with you, said the man with the yellow hat. You stay here, George, but don't get into trouble. When they were gone, George picked up some hay and gave it to Star. The pony ate it right out of George's hand. Then Star reached down and licked his face. George had made a friend. At the starting line, the riders were getting their ponies ready. The starter was waving to Mr. Finelli.
Finelli, I want to talk to you,
he shouted.
I see an empty space in the line. Where's your son? He'll be here any minute,
said Mr. Finelli.
Could you wait a little longer? Absolutely not,
shouted the starter.
When I wave this flag, the race begins.
Mr. Finelli walked Star to his place. He was worried. George was watching. While the starter was busy looking through his binoculars, George climbed up to the platform and waved to his friend. But his friend wasn't looking. So George picked up the starter flag and waved it back and forth and back and forth. Maybe the man would see him now. The riders saw the flag, but they thought it was the signal to start the race. They were off, and Star was off too, without a rider. The starter turned to George.
What did you do?
He shouted.
You've messed up my race.
George was scared. He jumped down from the platform, ran along the track, and climbed up a tree. Now he was safe. The ponies were racing down the track. Star was last. When he passed under the tree, George jumped down and landed right on his back. Star ran faster now. George and Star passed the other ponies one by one. There was the finish line. Only one pony was still ahead of them. Star ran faster and faster. Now he was neck and neck with the other pony. Hooray! They passed the last pony and won the race. The crowd cheered. Mr. Finelli and the man with the yellow hat came running over.
You did it,
shouted Mr. Finelli. Star licked George's face again. Then the starter of the race came over.
You shouldn't have waved my flag, George,
he said.
But you did win the race.
Then he gave George the cup. The crowd clapped and cheered.
There's one thing you forgot, George,
said Mr. Finelli, and he gave him a piece of sugar. George knew just what to do.